Good afternoon and welcome back to Potting with Shalom. Today is the 3rd of June. It's Corpus Christi. So, to all my Christian friends, happy Corpus Christi. Getting right into it. 2 days ago, if you remember, or as previously would have been shown, we are in the process of attempting to save a desert rose that has been damaged by water. Too much water for a desert rose is like cancer to a human being, right? So we would have done a lot of cutting to try to see if we could save the good bits, and this, if you remember, this is what we got. So we're leaving this. It's only 2 days. We are leaving this to dry out for some days to see if the cinnamon and the drying out would assist in the rotted parts, because I don't think we could take away any more from it, then we won't have a plant at all, right? Now, what we also took from that particular plant was this little guy, and I did say that we were going to come back in 2 days and we're going to attempt to plant this and see if we can grow a desert rose from this little thing. I have never seen anybody, I ain't seen nobody do it, not a soul, right? If this works, trust I, we good, we cook. So this is a learning experience for you and for me, right? So we're going to apply all the necessary techniques to planting our desert rose, right? Planting our cotton, and we are going to see where is the real scene here, right? For the people who viewing that are not indigenous to Trinidad and Tobago, where's the real scene mean? We are going to see what is really happening, if it really and truly makes sense, if it works. You understand me? Alright. So, usual stuff. I would have cleaned my blade, right, with some rubbing alcohol to ensure that my blade is clean, because I don't want to introduce any more fungus into my plant, right? It already finicky as is. So we're going to cut a ring around here, right, around the base of the plant. We're going to apply a little bit of rooting hormone, and we're going to plant it. We're going to sprinkle a little water, and we're going to leave him, and we're going to hope and pray that this fellow is all good. So I'm feeling him up, and I'm feeling a little thing here, and I'm going to cut to see if anything. Right, so it's not fully dried out. It has a bit of a soft spot here where I cut, right? And if you watch it, it's not necessarily black, but it looks waterlogged, right? So I'm going to apply some cinnamon to that, so that will help with the heal over process. Right. Quick thing. We're going to cut around here. Wow. Yep. No, my cut is not the most even of cuts, but at this stage, it's not really a concern of mine too much, because what is the concern is getting this to actually grow, right? So I just cut the ring around, as you can see. And as I said, guys, and I'll keep saying it, this, if you will never know unless you try something, right? If you don't try, you would know. So just make a misty, and I'm going to dip. Make sure that the rooting hormone gets to the cut side and not necessarily underneath. I already got some of the underneath, but I want the rooting hormone. Now, something to take note. Some desert roses, they say, are poisonous. And if not poisonous, they are not very nice. They don't taste very nice. And when you are dealing in items like these, like rooting hormone and whatnot, make sure and remember to wash your hands thoroughly after every single venture. Remember, guys, you don't want to add insult to injury. We already fighting COVID. You want to go and get poisoned by the same thing that you like? That ain't making no sense. That ain't making no sense at all. Right? So I have my dirt already mixed, and it has topsoil, right? There is sharp sand, and there's perlite in here with some Osmocote. Now, I don't know if the dirt should have Osmocote in it already, should be fertilized already, but we trying a thing here. So this is quite free draining, right? Although I'm not going to put this under the I'm not going to put this in a position where it is subject to the elements like rain and whatnot, or direct sunlight. So here we go. Right, let me try not to block the camera too much. Move this away here to get a bit of space. Right, and I'm going to make sure that there are no air bubbles in the dirt. Right, so no air pockets in the dirt. So I'm going to press firmly to make sure that my cutting is quite secure. Right, make sure that my cutting is very, 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 very secure. And now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just moisten the dirt. I'm not going to soak the dirt. I'm going to moisten the dirt. And I'm going to leave it in a nice, cool, shaded area, right? Where it gets sunlight, but not direct sunlight. And we are going to monitor over the next couple weeks and see what happens with this. Every time the dirt gets dry, really very dry, or I realize that it's getting dry, I'm going to moisten it again. I'm not going to soak it until this shows me signs of life. And signs of life would be when you would see little bumps on it, which would indicate that it is going to give you a branch. And upstairs is usually a reflection of downstairs. So if you have strong branches upstairs, trust and believe that you have strong roots to support it, right? And if you have a tree and you take away some of the roots, you need to reduce the branching to match back with the roots, because it will not be able to support the tree. Right, so a little note. Good. So guys, I've been talking to you all for 10 minutes. We've potted this up. I'm going to give it a little sprinkling of water, and I'm going to put it and monitor. And we are going to monitor. We are going to monitor this and see if this works. And whilst we're monitoring this, we are going to keep checking on this guy, right, to see how well the drying process is coming along and the healing process is coming along, and if this can actually work on this extensive amount of cutting that we had to cut here. So if this works, it means that there is hope for a number of desert roses, because we're dealing with desert roses right now. Eventually, what I'm going to do on this channel, I'm going to go on to other plants, whether I know proper or I don't know. I am going to experiment. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to get feedback. I'm going to invite people onto my channel who would have more expertise on certain things, on certain plants, and we're going to have dialogue. So stay tuned, guys. Remember, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. If you have an affinity for plants, you're welcome. If you don't, but you just feel like, hey, I could learn a little something, come in like ice cream. I know that was bad. Oh my God. Yeah, so we're gonna invite people, and we're gonna have interviews and stuff. And this is not a channel that is just going to deal with only plants alone. We're going to look at other things and incorporate it with our plants, make the channel a little bit more of an exciting forum for not just us plant lovers, but for everyone, so that everybody could get something from it. So thank you for joining me. I will see you again shortly. Right, so we have this project to do, and hold 1 second. I'm gonna get it quick, fast. Hold on. Ta-da! Before I started the channel, I tried an experiment. I planted a desert rose in a frying pan. So, as you can see, the cut points and whatnot. I don't know if I'm showing it right. Yes, you see the little green spots. Those are the cut points. And now I believe that this desert rose has outgrown this frying pan. So I am going to, that is our next project. We are going to re-pot this into a bigger frying pan or a pot, according to how we feel. I think I'm going to stick with the frying pan theme, which leads to our next kind of conversation, making use of the things that you have at home and not necessarily having to spend money all the time. So look out for it. Repotting of a desert rose in a frying pan. Alright guys, until next time, take care. This is Shalon.